shores. The Met Office has issued a rare red weather warning and says conditions could see flying debris resulting in danger to life and damage to buildings and homes. It really is a day to stay at home if you can, cancel your travel plans and stay away from coastal areas. And here's why. Storm Eunice is set to bring widespread disruption to many parts of the country, with red warnings for Wales, the southwest and the southeast. Freshening winds will gust to up to 70 to 80 miles an hour inland and up to 90 miles an hour along coasts, with the risk of storm surges. Winds of this strength are rarely seen and pose a risk to life. An amber wind warning is in force for much of England and Wales, with the potential for damage to buildings and homes, travel disruption and power outages too. The yellow warning for northern England, Northern Ireland and Scotland is for wind and snow, with blizzard conditions expected in places. Now, Storm Eunice is already having an impact. Around 2,000 properties in Devon and Cornwall have lost power already. Western Power Disruption is hoping to have people reconnected within the next hour. Storm Eunice is set to cause major disruption to travel too. All train and bus services in Wales have been suspended for the whole day. And the M48 Bridge over the Severn has already been closed, with police suggesting there's also a high risk for the closure of the M4 Prince of Wales Bridge too. In England, rail providers, including London North East Railway, Southeastern, Avanti West Coast and East Midlands Railway, are encouraging people not to travel. And while ScotRail doesn't expect the same level of disruption as was caused by Storm Dudley, they are also suspending some services too. Now, hundreds of schools will be closed today around the UK. That includes all schools in North Wales, all schools and colleges in Somerset, as well as dozens of schools in Cornwall. In the Republic of Ireland, schools across 9 counties will also be shut after Met Erin issued a red wind warning for Cork, Kerry, Clare and Waterford. Hundreds of flood warnings and alerts have been placed around the UK, including in England. The Environment Agency has issued 10 severe flood warnings, all located around the estuary of the River Severn, the highest possible warning with a risk to life. There have also been 117 further flood warnings and alerts. Around Wales, there have been 136 warnings and alerts made, as well as 14 currently in place around Scotland. In Ireland, there are red and yellow warnings for flooding in some coastal counties. And this is the scene from our live storm cam at Fistral Beach in Newquay in Cornwall. As gale force winds batter the southwest, we'll have this on your screen throughout the morning as we monitor the storm. Flood warnings have been issued along the River Severn too. Well, we can join Sky's Katie Barnfield now, who's live for us in Epney on the Severn in Gloucestershire. Good morning to you, Katie. What's the situation there?
Good morning. Well, here in Epney and Gloucester, they're really being told to expect the worst of Storm Eunice this morning. That red danger to life warning for wind is now in place here. People are being told to expect wind speeds of 70 or even 80 or more miles an hour this morning. This is also one of those 10 areas that have been issued with the severe flood warning. Most are concentrated around here along the River Severn. The Environment Agency is very worried that the combination of a tidal surge expected here on the River Severn, along with these extremely high wind speeds, could lead the river to break its banks. Now, last night people were out trying to shore up their homes and businesses with sandbags, but the fire brigade was going door to door telling people really it's not enough and that they needed to leave their homes. They've also been setting up respite centres around here for people to go to, but many people were telling me last night that they didn't want to leave, and this morning a lot of people are still here. They were hoping that it would not be as bad as feared, but this morning people are being told to expect the worst.
OK, Katie, for now, thank you. We'll be back to you as the storm hits. We can join Ashna Hurrianag too, who's in Porthcawl on the south coast of Wales, just a stretch of water away from where we are. Good morning to you, Ashna. What's it like there?
Good morning, Sally. Yeah, whilst you're bracing yourself for Storm Eunice, it's very much hit this part of South Wales, all the way from Swansea, all the way across to Newport. The coastline is going to be battered over the next few hours, and already the tide has fully come in. You can see the waves occasionally splattering over the barriers. This is no doubt going to be an incredibly dangerous piece of coastline. It is because of this weather that all schools in Wales today have been shut. Now, it's not going to be too disruptive, I have to say, to children, as they do. It is the half term that starts tomorrow. Having said that, though, public transport too heavily disrupted. The bus company Stagecoach cancelling all buses in South Wales. If buses are running, they're not going to be double-deckers because of the risk, of course, of those high winds that you can probably feel and see me getting battered by. The other thing that's being disrupted is all trains today in Wales being cancelled throughout the entire country. I think that really goes to show how dangerous things could be. We've already seen 2 people out for a run today, not stopping their daily ritual, but there are a load of flats along this coastline, and anyone who has any garden furniture or any loose bits of furniture have been encouraged to take those inside. Some people heeding that advice, but many people aren't. I guess we'll have to wait and see how this plays out over the next few hours. It's certainly already shaping up to be quite a dangerous place to be.
OK, Ashna, take care. Thank you very much. Ashna Huranag monitoring the situation in South Wales for us. And of course, that first red alert to hit the southwest of England and South Wales only began around 8 minutes ago. This is a developing story. You may well learn of information and the impact of Storm Eunice before we do. This is something we would like to share on air as the storm hits the UK. Do send in any photos or videos or information of the impact of Storm Eunice from where you are to news@sky.com. That's news@sky.com. We'd love to hear from you. Plenty more throughout the morning. But for now, it's back to Kamali in the studio.
Well, thank you very much, Sally and Ash.